a little movie, I'll play it several times, that kind of gives an idea. But the visitor essentially touches this, they see themselves here in the mirror, and then it dissolves over into a series of photographs. There could be photos all the way around the outside of this, each one showing a different person in a different costume with different artifacts and so forth.
We have all these layers of interaction going on. We have the actual trying on the clothes, the physical trying on the clothes, looking at yourself in the mirror, seeing yourself in these clothes and imagining yourself in that lifestyle.
The Maine State Museum has a mission to interpret the prehistory, the history, and the natural history of the state of Maine. We've talked about Maine's work life, we've talked about Maine's natural science, we've talked about its prehistoric inhabitants and how they lived. This talks about the way people have lived in the last couple hundred years in Maine, and it's about their home life. So this is something that's closer to people emotionally. They'll be able to find themselves in this exhibit.
Can you give us a little introduction about what the virtual scrapbook's all about?
This will be a touch screen, so they'll be able to touch this and just drag the page over like this, as if it's a real album.
I think it's really important that people can add their own content.
That was really one of the ideas that excited me about doing this scrapbook idea, was so that visitors could actually participate and contribute to the exhibit. They could bring their own family photos, their own family and friends photos in.
This is the biggest exhibit that we've planned in about 20 years, and the story of Maine's people's lives, their home life, is important enough that we're dedicating nearly all of the fourth floor to telling the story. It's 5,600 square feet, which is the size of 2 big houses.
Welcome to the Acadian Kitchen. As a visitor approaches, they'll notice that the wall has been literally cut out of the exhibit in order for them to not only enter into the Acadian Kitchen to have a better idea of what it's like, but we wanted to emphasize the structure itself, which is a characteristic building design called Piece on Piece from the St. John Valley. So as when you walk into the scene, you'll be able to become rather intimate with the construction itself.
There are over 1,000 artifacts in the exhibit, and we've gone through our storage facilities and we've picked out what we feel are the best representatives of their kind. So most of these objects haven't been on view ever. And we're trying to show people a cross-section of Maine. Every Maine family has a story, and every artifact in this exhibit has a story. And the Falcone family, they were Italian immigrants, and we have a marble table that Mr. Falcone made. He lived in Hollowell. Well, he didn't bring the table from Italy, but he brought the talent to make that table. And all the little artifacts that he carved, the little picture frames and fruit that he carved, we have those as well. We'll talk about the way life at home has changed. And in some areas, you'll be able to see artifacts that are 20 years old, 50 years old, 200 years old, but used for the same purposes.
You'd put the clothes in the water, and this would go up and down.
This exhibit is very important to balance the story of Maine that we show in the Maine State Museum.